Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. And I say welcome back because it's been 21 hours in a minute since we've last been together. And we hope you're doing well. We hope you're ready for a Wednesday show. It is What the Hell County Wednesday with a bit of breaking news here in just a minute. We have hot flash news for you.
I'm ready.
We have guests at the end of the week this week. I don't even know what to say, but thank you to all of you who have reached out, who are texting. We love y'all. We appreciate you. Thank you for all of you who are watching online. Thank you, Katie Britt, for putting our interview out there and reposting it. Thank you, Mr. President, for liking part of our Jared Hudson interview. We really, really appreciate that. My kids didn't believe me.
You know who else liked the Rightside Radio clip last night? The Jared Hudson
hit me
clip?
with it.
Laura Ingram.
Sure.
That clip on X alone has over 500,000 views. And if you add in Instagram and Facebook, we're over 1 million views on our Rightside video clip with Jared Hudson.
Which is why my sweet Auburn daughter
Crazy.
asked me why, like, what's going on, Mom? I saw that y'all are everywhere. And we're like, I don't know. And then I told her what you said after that, because we had the conversation,
Mm-hmm.
we took a break, and then I was like, here's what Allison said. And she was like, oh, that makes sense.
It's everywhere. And I really think when Jared Hudson said we black bagged a narco commie terrorist or a commie narco terrorist, so many people, I had never heard black bag. So black bag is the new word. And I think everybody kind of took off with it.
It's one of those inside baseball words.
It is, but you guys,
like it.
We are so grateful for you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Allison Sinclair, JP.
Yes, ma'am. I always feel like I'm in trouble when you say it like that.
Okay, how should I say it? Allison?
Allison Sinclair, you get down here right now.
Yeah. Is that
I'm
what
glad
your mom
you don't
would
know
say?
my middle name.
I know your middle name.
You do?
Mhm.
Don't use it. No, she wouldn't. I never really got yelled at. I was actually a really good child until the one time I got spanked with the hairbrush.
Ooh,
that was not fun.
mm-mm.
So I had my moments.
Such a fun.
I got grounded. I remember I got the worst fight I ever got in my mom was with my mom was she wouldn't let me go to space camp.
Wow. That
Really?
sucks.
Yes, that's what kind of child I was. I wanted to go to space camp in Huntsville so bad.
Well, let me just tell you,
I really
it
wanted.
was awesome.
You
Okay,
went?
rub it
Yeah.
in.
Well, every school, I feel like every public school in Huntsville, they do space camp. We didn't do the overnight one, but we did like 8 a.m. every morning. We'd go there and we'd leave at like 5 and go home. That was a whole week.
Of course they did.
I mean, I'm sure anybody who went to school in Huntsville did the same. But yeah.
I would say that my husband probably only got to visit. I don't know if I need to text him right
I really
this
wanna
minute.
Go.
And do you think they let adults go to space camp? Could we take a tour?
Oh, dude. Yeah. You can go to the Space and Rocket Center and do a tour whenever you want. Yeah.
I want to take a tour,
It's awesome.
and I want to go
Mm.
to Redstone Arsenal,
Yep.
and I want to go to the place where they did some secret stuff.
I don't
They
think we can
might
go
not
in there.
let you in there.
Well,
So my grandfather
we should try.
had a pass to get on the Arsenal, and he would always take me and my sister there all the time. We'd go bowling on the Arsenal and all. But it's one of those things because you drive around. It is like a army town. Like if you envision what an arsenal would look like in terms of like the ships, or not ships, but like the missiles, sticking out everywhere and the testing. It's pretty cool. I don't know if we can get in the arsenal though. We don't have a pass.
We know people. We can do that. I think we should do a show from there. How awesome would that be? And interview some of the people.
I think I know somebody, literally. I'm going to text
Maybe
them.
we can pull this one off.
The Space and Rocket Center though is one we could do, and y'all should go. It's awesome.
Well, we're going to be in Huntsville next week. So
Yeah, we are. It's one of those things where people in Huntsville get desensitized to how cool of a thing we have there of like the rocket, and you go in and you got the Saturn V rocket broken into parts, and you can just go and walk under and see all the parts. And it is a very, very cool place. Yeah. Y'all need to go.
Okay.
It's been since the 6th grade. I think it's time to go back.
All right. Mom, I forgive you.
Well, we're going to go, and it's going to be more fun right now. Okay. Now I gotta pivot.
You gotta give me time to know it's coming so I can hit it.
I thought I said it long enough.
Maybe I jack it up super loud.
There has been breaking news. I'm sure that you have seen this. And no, it's not time for the montage of the news yet. But there's breaking news out of Minneapolis. And there was just a press conference. It is my understanding there was just a press conference. But a protester in Minneapolis attempted with their car to run over ICE agents. They would not stop. So the ICE agents drew their weapons and shot the protester in the car. And it appears that that protester at the hospital died.
Holy schmoly. I didn't even, is this, okay. I
It's
ran
just
across a
happened.
clip that it was a protester yelling, "Get out of our neighborhood." Was that it?
It was a huge, it turned into a thing. It could have been, we'll look at the break.
Y'all, this is not good. This is not good. That's not good. I don't know what you do, but don't be a dingle dip and go run over in your car. And do you really expect them just to lay down and let you take over and run the scene and cause chaos? No. But they shot and killed someone? Okay, this is where I think we might pivot to the next level.
Well,
It's true.
I may have a little bit of a different opinion on it because there's been so many instances where I feel like the Trump administration wasn't going far enough with deportations. There's only been 327,000 deportations last year. That's not nearly enough. But part of me thinks it's because they're worried about the image, the optics of the ICE agents going in and deporting people, and the ICE agents that, with protesters just kind of shoving them to the ground and out of the way. It's one of those things where you got to go salt the earth to a certain extent to do what needs to get done. Shooting a protester looks awful, in terms of optics for the midterms. And it's going to be something that's going to rally the left of you shot. Oh, these people are Nazis. This is a moment you cannot waver because, what do you want the ICE agent to do? If somebody's driving a car at you, I'm either dying or that protester's dying. So the ICE agent did the right thing, but I'm just I'm worried that the response to it, the Trump administration may choose the way of, okay, let's settle down a little. Let's simmer down. Let's take it. No, we need to keep going, go further with the deportations and you can't just try to run over an ICE agent. Like that's not allowed actually.
You can't do it. It is a lethal weapon. Your car in that position is a lethal weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. You cannot back down. And I also think it's interesting that in part of our montage today, we're going to climb right back into Minnesota, but it's the same Minnesota that it's George Floyd's Minnesota.
Yeah.
So they're different there. And so winsome winning over with arguments isn't going to work. Power speaks to power. And you're right. This is the time where Trump has to say, just like he did with Maduro, no, this is what's going to happen. And you're going to play ball, period. I can't imagine that the people of Minnesota aren't more outraged than they are. But really, you tried to run over an agent. What did you think was going to happen?
Look, James Lindsay, who we've met, we know personally.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do y'all like him?
Yeah. I mean, we can like a person, right?
Yeah. Okay.
But also not like some of the things they
right.
I didn't
believe.
know.
Is that fair?
Yeah. I didn't know y'all. That's kind of crazy.
I respect his body of work. I don't always agree with everything, but Allison made that arrangement and she made that happen because Allison knows everybody.
Well, I think I used to, he's a complicated one because I think he's brilliant and he's right on so many things. Recently, I think he's been very wrong on some things. But he always talks about how the reaction is the goal. And that's what makes me nervous in this. And his example is always, when your little brother comes up to you and is like, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. And meanwhile, they're just like all in your face, driving you nuts. I mean, what do you expect to happen? And that's what just happened. and we responded, which is the right thing to do. At some point, you have to defend yourself from "I'm not touching you," because hey, look, you give them one chance, and I'm sure that officer said, "I'm about to shoot you. You know, you can watch me pull my gun out of the holster. You know what's coming," but they don't stop. But it's just, this is what they want to happen, so they can ratchet
right.
it up on their side, and that's what makes me nervous.
If the law and order crumbles at all, and to a certain extent of it looks like the protesters are winning. So say we're going to have a massive response to this and even more protesters are going to show up and even more cars are going to try to run over ICE agents. If the response to that is like timid and not forceful and we are going to hold the law, that is what the protesters want. And that's where you start to see chaos really happen. Like it's going to get hot and scary maybe for a little bit because the law has to be, upheld, but you cannot let the protesters think that they're having any sort of, victory over the federal law. That's just because if that's the only way through. The only way is straight through.
Yep.
You cannot let them have any sort of victory in terms of like timid and a little trigger shy. And then you see an ICE agent actually get killed. And now the problem just got worse, So I hate that it got to that point, but you can't run over an ICE agent.
Yeah,
you
you've
can't
crossed
do
the
that.
line. I'm with you there. The line has already been crossed. You've already laid the line in the sand. There's no going back. So now you just have to hold that line and hold it strong. Otherwise, it's like a parent with a toddler. You're just going to get run over. Ugh, that was a bad.
I understand what you meant.
You can't reason with terrorists,
In this,
right?
You can't, a toddler or terrorist. You just can't. So I'm with you.
Sometimes they're both.
Yeah, there's no turning back, Trump and Homan. You just got to go straight through.
Mhm.
Let's go ahead and take a break, and then you want to get to the montage on the other side?
Let's do.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. So we are following the breaking news. We are not going to play that video online. You can look it up if you'd like to.
I'll show y'all in the break.
Horrifying.
All fair.
Okay.
But JP, why don't we head to the montage?
The montage.
The montage.
All right, it's time to stand by for news.
For news.
The Iranian people are more than ever committed to bring an end to this regime, as the world has witnessed in the last few days. And by God, it is about time that Iran gets its opportunity to free itself from a tyrannical regime.
Donald J. Trump is not Barack Obama. He has your back. And to the Ayatollahs, you need to understand, if you keep killing your people who are demanding a better life, Donald J. Trump is going to kill you. Change is coming to Iran. It'll be the biggest change in the history of the Mideast to get rid of this Nazi regime. To the people of Iran, help is on the way.
He's not changing a regime. He's changing the global regime. Who runs the global regime? China. China, Russia, Iran. They're running what I would call the Axis powers. You have to start thinking, as I told you last year, we're in World War III. You just don't know it yet. We're in a Cold War. Hope to God it never becomes a hot war. But what Donald Trump is building is this arsenal so it doesn't go into a hot war. FDR waited too long.
If you take it, we take every single base of the Americans from Aviano to Ramstein, from Romania to all the other military bases will be confiscated and you will lose it. If you take Greenland, you have to leave.
Keith Ellison, who is the Attorney General of Minnesota, former congressman who is a member of Democratic leadership, he is on audio, leaked audio, talking to these people, telling that he will cover up the investigations, telling that they'll tell the investigators to back off. So this resignation or decision not to run, not a resignation, but the decision not to run is not the end of the story.
I have been to many of these transportation companies, and I've been time-stamping my photographs for a whole year at one facility in Minneapolis, and those vans in that parking lot have not moved 1 inch in an entire year. They're all still sitting there.
Okay. That's a banger, JP.
That was a lot.
That was jam-packed to say the least. Yeah.
That was really good. So from the top, Iran, it's building, cities have fallen. Have you seen the police? And what I don't like is everything is in Arabic or Persian, or I know they speak several languages there, but it's of the police telling the people, we'll join you soon. Like, we're coming with you soon. This is about to be all over.
Why not now? Why soon?
That's a good question. I don't know what they're waiting for. And I still don't know how all this happened. I wish that one of our astute listeners would tell us. And I had to come back to the conclusion, and maybe y'all have too, that probably the CIA probably had something to do with this. Because everything's happening at the same time. Because our next story, when we talk about not only Greenland, but when you get to Venezuela and all that is involved there, these countries all fit together like a perfect puzzle. Mm-hmm. But I thought it was interesting that the police said, hey, we're about to be out there with you. I don't know what's holding them back.
So the first city officially has been taken over. Mm-hmm. Second?
Yeah, so Abdanan and Malik Shahi have now fallen to the security forces as of last night.
Wow.
And to carry on your point, Amy Beth, yeah, I'm still very convinced that this was a CIA Mossad thing, because I'm sitting here looking at this video of one of the cities that fell, and it's all these protesters, and they all have AKs shooting them in the air. Where did they get all these guns?
Yeah, and how do they form so quickly, so uniformly, so broadly?
Yeah. Well,
I feel like Trump. Did you see me?
That was good. 100%.
It's hugely.
But
But it is weird. It's weird. And who was it that came out talking about that they I'm gonna have to find the clip. I saved it. But how inorganic again, all these protests are.
Mhm.
And they could kind of time it down to the hour that people would start rolling out. And this happens globally. So they are really good at coordinating, whoever they are.
We shall see, won't we?
So you think CIA, Mossad,
At least Mossad, but they're kind of
same thing,
yeah. So
all intertwined. Okay, I think Glenn Beck's comments were really interesting. And again, like what you just said, somehow in a weird way, this all connects these dots. Wendy Graham.
Wendy
Graham.
We're going to get you.
He was
sucker.
so fired up. We'll get to all that on the other side. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. We have wrapped up our montage, talked about what's going on in Iran because no one knows what's going to happen. We're following that closely. We're also following closely what's going on in Minnesota. And because JP is brilliant and there's so much to talk about with Minnesota. So we'll follow the story and come back to that later. But first, you guys have things to say about what we've already said. And so let's go to the text.
833-687-4448.
That's so good, JP.
Is the text line number. Dana from Athens, we were talking about the Space and Rocket Center earlier. She said, I'm 53 and I've never been to the Space and Rocket Center. However, next month, my 9-year-old has a field trip and I'm finally, in all caps, going to get to go see it for myself.
Let's go with Dana and her 9-year-old.
Do you think we can pretend to be
Wait, next week, what day will be
chaperones?
there?
We will be there.
Oh, is it Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, the field trip's on Tuesday?
No, that's when we'll be up there.
Oh,
I don't know.
maybe Dana can tell us.
No, I'm
Dana-
asking. Maybe she's going on Tuesday and we'll just show up.
Yeah, I'm actually not kidding. I think we need to go and document it. We could do a whole podcast about the Space and Rocket Center.
I think it'd be
We
great.
have to think about that. Jeremy from Madison, talking about Minnesota, says, double down on the implementation of the law. Zero tolerance, broken window policing.
It's good.
And then Cameron from Decatur says, when I was just a young man, I was in a rock band and we were practicing outside and disturbing the neighbors. The police kept coming and telling us to turn down the music, and they were very nice. The last time they came, they started taking IDs. I told them they didn't need to see my ID, and I was promptly arrested for withholding my ID, which was a city ordinance in Montgomery. That officer did me a huge favor by teaching me a valuable lesson, and I thank God to this day that I learned it early. I have total respect for law enforcement and for our judicial system.
That's so true. Because you watch the video and it is horrific of what's just happened in Minneapolis. But we have to think, why are ICE agents there at all? Because nobody enforced the law for years. Thievery. I mean, it's the tip of the iceberg. Billions of dollars. How many billions of dollars?
I mean, I think, well, we were up to like 22 billion in Minneapolis on migrants and not Minneapolis, Minnesota. And then Nick Shirley, we actually played that clip about all the transportation companies that they've created that aren't really transportation companies. I mean, what would you say? I mean, and we're over 50 billion, I would think.
Oh, yeah. So Nick Shirley's daycare video alone that he put up uncovered 110 billion, or excuse me, million.
Okay.
Yeah, 110 million in fraud.
So 50
that one
billion
day
might be a lot.
And then we
50
have
billion.
their Attorney General, Keith Ellison, saying he would cover for some fraud.
So you were actually right, Amy Beth, off air. It's 9 billion total that we know of stolen in Minnesota, but the GDP of Somalia is 12 billion.
Oh,
so
cute.
we are $3 billion short in terms of fraud in Minnesota than the actual GDP of Somalia.
And have you noticed how the Somalians, when confronted, act like they're, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, in their home country with threats of intimidation, chasing people out, telling them they can't be there on private property, public property. I mean, it is horrifying. But let's remember that this didn't have to happen today. She did not have to use her car to try to run over an ICE agent. Hampton Inn, a Hilton property, did not have to try to block ICE agents from staying there. They didn't have to do that. And Joe Biden and his regime and Tim Walz, who did say that this was propaganda, no, this is not propaganda. Somebody really just tried to run over ICE agents with their car. Is all because you, sirs, did jack squat for the people of Minnesota and our country. So save it. This did not have to happen. Period.
You know, we talk about America being in a civil war / cold civil war right now. We've got parts of America that are just straight up defying federal law. And then when federal agents go to enforce the law, they are attacked. So that kind of sounds like a civil war, in my opinion, you know?
It's true.
what struck me watching that video is, first of all, if you haven't seen it yet, there's several different angles, and it was the clip that kind of came across where the lady was screaming, "Get out of our neighborhood." I didn't understand how that scene ended when I was watching it, but be sure if you're going back and looking, because from a few angles, you're like, I didn't see her try and run over anybody. There are two officers. She's blocking the road, and the officers are trying to get through. And there are two officers that walk up to her car, and it gets intense very quickly. But what you don't see is there's an officer kind of in front. You have to find a certain angle to see that. So she did start to speed off. She was about to hit the officer. They drew their weapons, shot her in the car. Then the car keeps going, runs into another car. People are screaming. But what struck me is, and who was the person that texted in that said, "Thank you for the valuable lesson"?
That was Cameron from Decatur.
All right, Cameron. What strikes me watching this is it's always, and I will say women in general, but liberal white women that truly think they're above the law. And they think they're cute, and they think they're going to get away with it, and they think they can scream and they can get in your face and say, "I'm not touching you," and they think they can block the entire street, and they'll just get a little tap on the wrist. Like, they think they are so untouchable and so smart. And I want to be like, this is real life. Like, this is not a game. You're not cute. You don't get to play the part. You don't get to play, feign innocence and ignorance in these situations. Like, you made a decision in real life, and you had a real life consequence. And Donald Trump put out a statement just now. I don't want to read the whole thing, but it said, based on the attached clip, it's hard to believe he's alive because the officer did get shot. Obviously, the woman screaming was a professional agitator, and the woman driving the car was very disorderly, obstructing and resisting, who then violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer, who seems to have shot her in self-defense. So anyway, he is not backing down. He said the radical left is threatening, assaulting, and targeting our law enforcement officers and ICE agents on a daily basis. They're just trying to do their job of making America safe. We need to stand by and protect our law enforcement officers from this radical left movement of violence and hate. So, JP, to your point, maybe he's going to hold firm on this.
Gee, I hope so.
Okay. While you're both talking, I'm thinking about what you're saying back to the liberal white women. Do you remember during the George Floyd situation and the Summer of Love and all that Kamala Harris was helping to pay for bail for people who got arrested?
Forgot that. Yeah, you're right.
So no wonder they've been conditioned for the last 10 or 12 years to think that whatever they do, as malignant as it would be, they're going to get out of it.
You're just going to get bailed out. Somebody shows up.
Clearly, if you're going to run somebody over, you were not disciplined at all as a child, let alone as a young adult. And then when you have the vice president of the United States helping to fund your bail secretly, we found out about it later, you really don't think you're going to get in trouble. And she thought she could just speed away and no one would ever bother her again. It's delulu.
You think you're going to be cute. I mean, I know that I was about to tell an example.
Are you gonna tell it?
Well, one time when I was in college, I don't know why, it was spring break and we were driving through Gainesville.
Yeah.
And we decided to break into the Florida Gators Stadium.
Of course, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. Me and Lori, we were like, this will be fun. And so we found a little way. Anyway.
Were you successful?
Was it at night?
We got in. No,
Wow.
it was straight during the day.
So you broke in the swamp.
Yeah, we broke in the swamp and ran around and went. I don't know. You didn't. Look, I haven't thought about that event until right now. It's been years since I thought about it. But, I mean, as a female, you think, we can just talk our way out of it. We can get it.
It's true. We do think that.
And at some point, I mean, that's not even on the same scale, but there's so many instances like that where you just don't realize. You're like, I'm going to show them and I'm going to pull. It looked like a minivan. Like, I'm going to pull my minivan right in the road. No, FAFO. And she did. And she's dead. And that's scary. And I think at some point you get so caught up in the moment, you make really bad decisions like break into the swamp and pull your car and decide to run over an ICE agent. But this is real life. And these are the things that kicked off, like George Floyd, kicked off the summer of love. Like, I'm not so sure this isn't going to be the start of something.
I agree.
But this is exactly what they've wanted.
100%.
You know, so far it's only been it's been a week today, but it's been an A+ start to the year for the Trump administration so far. I would say I was very critical. I felt like the Republicans weren't really doing enough last year. With the set a record for lowest amount of bills passed whenever Republicans took both chambers of Congress. So I just felt like it was a lot of talk and not enough action last year. But we did what we did to Maduro. We're talking about perhaps purchasing Greenland, and it seems like we're starting to get a lot of action. This could be a pivot. I'm not gonna hit the button, but a pivoting, this is a you cannot back down moment because, like Portland, Minneapolis, Chicago, all these places, these liberal places who are literally declaring war against the union is a way to put it, because they are. I mean, they're saying we're not going to follow federal law and you come to try to enforce it, and we're literally going to try and kill you. That seems like a bit of a declaration of war against the federal government, in my opinion. So you got to win. You've got to win. And when I say win, I mean, we get hundreds of thousands of Somalians deported out of Minnesota, whether you protest or not. And every single person that tries to kill an ICE officer, they are neutralized and no ICE officers are lost. That is how you win in this, because it's going to be bumpy and it's going to be scary. It's going to be hard. But if we're able to win in terms of, no, the people who are trying to obstruct and attack the federal government, you can't get away with that. And actually, we're going to enforce the law. So if that happens and we start to see some serious action of deportations out of Minneapolis and other cities like this, it's going to be a great year going into the midterms. I don't know how it will affect the midterms, but in terms of getting stuff done, it will be a great, great, great win for the Trump administration. So, like I said, it's awful that somebody lost their life, but what did you think was going to happen? So
it didn't have to happen.
What does this do for recruiting for ICE?
Well, so how this ICE officer is treated, I think, goes a long way in that.
That's a good point.
If he's thrown under the bridge, like he would have been under the last administration, and would have gotten Derek Chauvin, But now, if he gets the backing of the president like this, I would hope you see a surge in ICE recruitment. Yeah,
it's a good point. All right, we're going to take a break. And then when we come back, we'll kind of dig into China, Russia, Iran, maybe get into Denmark. I think your dream might come true, JP. We might own Greenland really soon. We'll be back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. And JP, in the break, you made us wait for a bit of news. What in the world?
It's not news, but it's a text from a listener that is crazy. I'm trying to zoom in right now.
I'm seeing a road. I see.
Okay.
Oh,
so what
is that the swamp?
Is that you, Allison?
Is that me?
This is no. So Julie in Rough Marshall County. She said, I tuned in just in time to hear JP say, quote, "You broke into the swamp." She said, it may be out of context, but I broke into the Commonwealth many years ago, teaching my children that locked gates are just a deterrent. And then she sent a picture. It's kind of blurry of her and her husband in the broken in. I guess that's Kentucky Stadium, Kentucky Wildcats. I see on the scoreboard.
Okay.
Is that what you see?
We need to hang out.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's fantastic.
Because she is one of us. I fully support that. And yes, I broke into the swamp. My point was, though, I mean, I guess you can really kind of get in trouble if somebody's having a bad day.
Oh, yeah. You will get arrested. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Now, that was like in 1998.
Oh, I just remembered something I did in 1998.
What did you do?
It's near us, but I think I could I have gotten in trouble if I climbed the water tower at the top of the hill at Meadowbrook?
Yeah, you get the wrong cop coming up there that's not going to say, "Hey, give me your ID," and come back 16 times and give you so many chances. You in a slammer.
It's not as exciting as breaking into the swamp. But
No,
me
the
and some
pictures aren't as
friends
good.
climbed the water tower. They dared me. They didn't think I would because I'm a chicken in some ways. Okay. But I did it anyway. I still have a bruise on my leg because, if you look at the water tower and you climb up, it's like you have to jump to get the bottom rung and then get all the way up. And I banged my leg on the way down.
That's really actually kind of dangerous.
Yeah,
What-
that is.
What's her name?
Julie in Rough Marshall County.
Okay, so Julie and I weren't as life-threatening as you,
but yours is
equally
cooler.
as backseat of a cop car, which actually I've never been. Oh, I have once.
But that was probably for fun.
That was, it was a necessity. Anyway,
We've only got like 2 minutes left,
oh,
anyways. But
Julie,
so
let's hang out.
okay, Bama Grant from Huntsville says, I used to break into Bryant Denny in 2004 frequently and would run up the spiral walkway, which is a heck of a walk, by the way.
What?
That is.
As a form of exercise. I lived right next to the stadium. Have y'all seen that guy's TikTok account where he goes from school to school and tries to get into their football stadiums? Like he literally just walks around and tries every point of entry, and he's gotten into a lot of them. He actually, I think this guy is the one that got into Bryant Denny and was like kicking field goals on the field.
Oh no,
I love that.
That's a boss move.
But like it's like but he'll go and he's like, we tried every door, we couldn't get in. Maybe next time. He's not like breaking windows.
Right.
He's like, this is open. Let's see how far we can get. And just goes. And it's
That's
funny.
so many gates to lock. There's got to be one open. But when I was at Tennessee, all the engineering professors' offices were in Neyland Stadium, like underneath the stadium. So we were in there all the time. There was always a gate open. But maybe that's what gave me the idea. We should go to the SEC. We should just go break into
funny.
all of them.
Well, Adam from Athens says senior year of high school, he broke into Jordan Hare. So I guess we got a lot of listeners that have done what you've done.
Okay.
Okay.
And Julie sent another text. She said, yes, Kentucky. Those are my kids. And then she says, LOL, come on, let's hang out.
Oh, I love it.
Okay. We're gonna have a meetup. We're gonna
She's in
do what
Rough
we've
Mountain?
done before.
And Rough Marshall County.
Rough. Is that like a joke?
Yeah. I think so,
Okay.
yeah.
I didn't know if that was a specific place.
We used to call her Julie Ruff in Marshall County, but then she specified, no, it's Julie in Rough Marshall County.
I like it. That's
Marshall
great.
County is like the political center of all things Alabama.
Mm.
Everybody, all the power players are from Marshall County. I don't know what kind of mafia they had up there, but it's weird.
Yes, it is. Okay.
We got un
That's
minuto.
really funny.
I'm
glad.
upset I've never broken into
Let's
a
do
stadium.
it. Where do we want to go? Samford. Let's start
They'll
small.
let us in.
Let's-
They're just be like, come on in, girls.
They do need some help. Oh, we watched Buckyball last night. We watched
And they
Texas
won. Oh, can we talk about the end of that game?
A-
I missed it.
Uh,
What happened? Williams?
I went to bed, so I
So-
missed it.
Did you not see what happened?
I didn't see what happened.
So Auburn Auburn was down by 2 and with 0.6 seconds left, and they threw the inbounds, and the guy literally caught it, turned from like half court, between half court and the 3-point line, just threw it up, drained it.
What?
They all went nuts, ran on the court. They went back and reviewed it, and his finger was just barely on the ball, and they overturned it, and Auburn lost.
No.
But the outrage, the refs had to be escorted with cops, and this old guy by the court threw water on the ref. The students were throwing crap at the ref. Steve Pearl was like chasing the refs down with his eye. It was pandemonium.
That's not a good look.
It was kind of
Brutal.
funny though. If you listen to the radio reaction too, it's quite something. But yeah,
Ooh,
Bucky
I
ball.
missed it. We'll have to go back and watch it again. My husband's one of his best friends is one of the assistants.
Really?
At
Yeah.
Auburn?
No, Texas.
Oh, I
A&M.
got he fought him with Sam. Yeah,
Ah. Yeah,
So
that
I
was
got to go
kinda
back and
wild.
watch it.
I'm happy for Bucky.
Bucky's good.
Okay, we'll be back. We'll do some news.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. Okay, JP, the intro. Bravo, sir.
Yeah, I wonder what the listeners are feeling. How y'all feeling about the new intro? 833-687-4448. Let us know what you think.
Dale Jackson told him to slow it down when he gives the number out. And so I think it's thrown you off a little bit.
No, he texted me mid-show and just goes, slow the number down. So now, yeah, it's a bit now.
833.
Okay, yeah. 833. Could we do it in our best voice? Hold on. What's the number?
833-687-4448.
Okay, hold on.
Press 1 for JP.
Okay. 833-687-4448. Okay, that's our best stewardess voice. We'll continue. All right. So before we get into Glenn Beck, Venezuela, the puzzle that is seeming to fit together perfectly, did anybody notice any other breaking news?
I think Trump has, I need to pull it up, but the Trump's ban on companies, large company
Potential.
But-
Well, he said he's like urging Congress to do something. So nothing official, but he's saying, like, he's declaring that he's urging Congress to do such a thing, to ban BlackRock and those companies from buying up single family homes. So we'll see if they actually do it, but it's a good sign for sure.
May I offer some terrible news in Minneapolis, but it is as if Allison Sinclair said this was going to happen. So this segment's dedicated to what she said.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Nick Sorter on X says that Minneapolis police have now pulled out as hundreds of protesters begin pushing police officers. Antifa is going to be allowed to take over the city again. The National Guard may need to be deployed very soon, as Democrats will let this place burn. We've seen it.
Yep.
What other evidence do you need? Theft in front of their eyes. They don't care. Getting out people who literally hate their way of life and culture, and they're letting them steal from them. And now the police are like, all right, have at it.
This is a recipe for really bad chaos. We saw it in Portland where the Portland police did the same thing. They literally let Antifa run certain like streets and block off certain streets.
Chaz?
I don't think so.
Not Chaz Michaels.
No, y'all remember Chaz in Portland?
Oh, I do.
Where they
remember
set up
Chaz.
the whole little, they blockaded off a whole section of Portland and basically had their own government. This was during the Summer of Love. And I knew this is exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So who ordered them out?
I don't know.
You
cannot do this.
You cannot do this.
Mm-hmm.
Any parent knows, sorry, even if your child later in life was like, you disciplined me. Yes, for your good. So clearly cowards are in leadership there, and they need a complete shift in who runs the
But
state.
who runs? No, it's
But
not the state though.
It's not the state, but it is. We've got to go and take control of Minnesota.
I'm sure it was a police chief or something.
But it's ICE, which is run by the federal government.
Well, no. This is Minneapolis City Police pulling out.
The police are. They're like.
I thought you were
have at it.
saying ICE left.
Mhm. So Minneapolis, City Police is now not protecting federal agents against
Okay,
Antifa.
then I was right. This is the point. This is
Yes.
exactly what the left wanted to happen. And
Mhm.
now the police are going to say it's too dangerous and they're going to pull out and let the protesters take over. And we're going to descend into chaos and anarchy.
Mhm.
And buildings are going to burn. And this is not going to be good.
You called them cowards. I would call them insurrectionists. That's what they are.
Mm.
They're purposefully,
Yeah.
letting Antifa and others attack federal agents.
So I, of course, left it in my car, but guess what book I have in my car, which
Rules
is appropriate
for radicals.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get it.
We
at the
may
break.
need to go over that tomorrow.
I think I will just leave it here and we're going to go over it tomorrow because you're exactly right. This is the point. and you hate to think that they planned out that they were going to run over a cop. You hate to think about that. But we are not dealing with people who are rational or reasonable. We're just not. And they think they are right to protest ICE being in their communities that they let go to hell in a handbasket. And now we have this. Guys, how bad do you think this is going to get?
Well,
I mean, really, how bad do you think it's going to get?
I think it depends on how forceful ICE is, because I don't care who you are. If you see other protesters getting shot, I think that's a bit of a deterrent, even to the crazy Antifa folks. So they may wreck Minneapolis. They may do a Summer of Love Part 2 in terms of, just wrecking buildings and doing stuff like that because they can. But I think the next couple of days may get bumpy. But if ICE comes in and says, no, the federal government is here, we're enacting the law, we're upholding the law, and we will forcefully neutralize anybody that tries to get in the way of that, I think it could come under control pretty quickly. Now it may get bad really quick and it may last a couple of days, but in terms of a prolonged like Summer of Love Part 2, it all depends on how willing federal agents are to actually uphold the law and stop them from doing what they want to do. So the next couple of days may be pretty bad, but I hope they hold the line. So that's it.
So we play games too. We don't do strategy as well as the left, but I'm wondering, does Trump and his people, do they let this descend into chaos and then have more of an excuse to go in with a National Guard and defend it? Or do you get ahead of it?
No, you got to get ahead of it. That's like in 2020, Sean Hannity apparently was calling Trump saying, this is good for you in the election. Let them burn the city down. It's like, no, like what? You don't let them just burn the city down.
Yeah, but if he goes in right now, I mean, I guess, I don't know. Oh, I hate this. I hate it because the reaction is the point. I can't remember how James Lindsay says it. But he says
that's right.
It's something like that. So you have to be so careful. Otherwise, you just push yourself back into a corner. And we historically don't do well getting out of the corners and standing up for ourselves. So I don't know what you do, except we need some leadership. And this has to be squashed very quickly.
Do you think it's as simple? Now, we know this is a communist point. We know that that's who's agitating. We know that that's how Antifa thinks. Probably Neville Singham, who is the billionaire who for a while was based in China. Who knows where he is now? He's from Chicago. Probably is funding this. But isn't this the communist point, is to agitate until this breaks out, thinking wrongly so that they will be able to take control, seize power, and run the city. Like they think that's what's ultimately going to happen. They're that delulu that they think that's what's going to happen, because that's their end goal, is power and being in charge. So then we have to apply what we said yesterday about Trump and dealing with narcissists, because we have a bunch of them in Minneapolis right now thinking that they're helping to stop ICE. And that's where Trump really, I think, has to come in, because you're right, we're terrible at strategy. Republicans are terrible at strategy. And go, and then just do whatever you have to do, a curfew, National Guard, for however long it takes. But just simply, no.
In my opinion, it's just as simple as there's illegal aliens in Minnesota that we're going to get out. And anybody who gets in the way of that, we will do whatever it takes to stop you. And if we need to send in more National Guard or DHS or ICE or whatever, like whatever it takes to keep them from obstructing from doing the job that ICE needs to do, then do it for sure. It's in my opinion, it's not even such a strategy issue with Republicans. It's just an action and backbone issue from Republicans. We know what needs to get done. You go in and you deport, and then anybody who tries to do like this lady did, you do what you got to do. And I don't care how bad it looks. Like they they cannot obstruct federal law and just get away with it. So it's setting a precedent right now too, because I guarantee you, if the federal government and Trump wins in Minnesota from the sense of deporting, everybody needs to be deported, and then Antifa is not allowed to obstruct, maybe that sends a message to like Portland and other places that they're not going to be as obstructive. And if they are, then you just do what you did in Minnesota. So I think you know what you got to do. It's just, do they have the guts to actually do what needs to get done?
Everything in politics is strategy, though. And when your justice system is captured by the left, you have to be strategic. Our former president has a mugshot. I mean, they will do anything. So you have to think about the next play. You have to think the long-term goal and strategy and plan, but you can't be weak. And I just worry that we don't have the backbone to do this right. But maybe this is the tipping point. We knew it was going to come to this at some point. My question is, before we go to a break, do y'all think, we've talked about how in Iran, these protests are very inorganic. Do you think this is organic?
No.
No.
Yeah.
So who is it?
Soros.
Or Neville Singham is behind it. Remember, we talked about him about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, I guess
So I think communists are ultimately funneling because Antifa is communist. They can call themselves democratic socialists, but I think clearly Neville Singham and Soros are communist.
I guess I'm curious. This takes money, and
yeah, those billionaires are
Who's-
funding it.
Okay.
And I think you're right, though. You said earlier in the show, down to the hour, they're lined up, ready to go.
Well, I know we got to go to break, but there was all these protests right away in Huntsville and all across the state protesting the Maduro thing, but not just in Alabama, but nationwide. And Fox did a story about a communist group, and they had time-stamped text that went out of like when to go and protest. So it all links back to a central communist group, but I think Allison is asking the right question of who is funding that group to, get them out. But no, the answer is no, it's not organic.
All right, we're going to go to a break. I'm going to get back on the X because this is developing quickly, and we'll keep you posted. We'll be back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth with Allison and JP, and we are following closely what's happening in Minnesota. It is spiraling out of control. And so we do not know where this will end up. However, you saw some comments.
Yeah, I just a little more breaking news, which I don't know if this is appropriate, but I do have to remind everybody that our merchandise is on sale at Rightside.
That's
What?
perfect. I was going to say that is
Great
appropriate.
segue.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it seems wrong that this, the death and all this reminds me, but rightsidemedia.org, everything is 10% off with the code.
Free Minnesota.
Who knew?
One word.
Who knew? One word. How appropriate that was. But Representative Anna Paulina Luna just posted, based on testimony today, I have enough evidence to believe that Governor Tim Walz and AG Keith Ellison were knowingly complicit in the Somali fraud scheme in Minnesota. Therefore, I've referred both of them to the DOJ for criminal charges. May justice be swift. The American people are tired of being taken advantage of.
And did you see the post from Nancy Mace about this as well?
No.
Did you like my teenage voice?
Going through puberty.
We just moved to subpoena Representative Ilhan Omar.
Oh.
And her husband's immigration records in the Oversight Committee. Federal marriage fraud and knowingly entering a marriage to evade immigration laws is a serious felony punishable by prison time, steep fines, denaturalization, and deportation. Marrying a sibling is illegal in every state. We need to get to the bottom of it. End the fraud, denaturalize, and deport Ilhan Omar. I am for that.
Oh man, that would be great. I doubt it will happen, but it would be awesome.
It'd be incredible.
It'd be great. Yes.
People would line the streets
Mm-hmm.
when she's finally deported to watch her fly away.
How gross.
Ugh.
Married her brother.
Mm.
Yuck. Okay. Blackhawks have been spotted over Minneapolis.
Okay. So Trump is not playing.
We're getting serious.
Good.
Meanwhile, Tim Walz is out there giving press conferences telling people, just be peaceful. We're tired of the government too, but go out and be peaceful. And then saying, Donald Trump and Kristi Noem, you've done enough. We don't need your help. I think you need a lot of help. Your entire state is in disarray. He's delusional. He really is. I don't understand how he won. I do. Because we need to have a talk about how important who you elect is and how much it matters. Like, you have to pay attention to these things. Somebody sent me today a little side note. Let me read this little gem. Somali man indicted on fraud and gun charges was just sworn into to a Maine city council.
Oh, that's comforting.
Yeah.
Stop electing biscuits, and maybe your state won't be embroiled in fraud. And Black Hawk helicopters won't have to come see you.
Okay, tell me that one more time, because it also goes with the story that's in the back of my mind that maybe y'all saw.
A Somali man facing active criminal charges, including fraud, theft, illegal firearms possessions, and questions about his legal residency, has just been sworn in as a member of the Lewiston, Maine City Council, all while under indictment.
I just wanted to make sure I heard that correctly. So the thing that the Somalis seem to have in common across the country is Islam, right? Have you also noticed, I saw a report this morning about several communities across the country, states, and municipalities, line please, changing their flags to include the 8-point star?
Yeah.
That's what Minnesota did with their state flag.
They did. And I didn't realize just how many across the country had changed their flags. So you wonder if in a situation like this, where they're just this quiet little community in Maine, maybe they'll change their flag too with the 8-point star. Look at it. You'll be shocked if you go look at flags. No, it's not a million flags, but it's enough that we should be concerned, not just about the ones getting sworn in, but about what they're doing to completely transform their communities.
All I'll say is we're going to break with Blackhawks and Minneapolis now. Mogadishu 2.0 will be set free. I'll say it that way. Mogadishu 2.0 of Minneapolis, which is what it is now. It can't continue. It will be liberated.
Free Minnesota.
Free Minnesota, 10% off.
We'll be back.
I want to remind you, Inspire Advisors is one of our sponsors, and they are doing amazing work. Look, I know this audience. You're the kind of folks who believe in standing up for your principles. You're good stewards of what you have for resources. What if the companies you are investing in, though, don't reflect your values at all? Well, that's why you need to meet Paul Breyer and his team at Inspire Advisors. Inspire Advisors, experts in the field of biblically responsible investing. Look, they can help you grow your bottom line while also being proud of what companies you invest in. Inspire Advisors, you got to check them out. Here's their website, www.moneypatternwealth.com. That's Inspire Advisors, www.moneypatternwealth.com, and tell them you heard about it on Rightside Radio.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth with Allison and JP. It's been heavy so far today. We've covered a lot already just out of our montage and out of breaking news out of Minneapolis. And we're going to pause for a moment so we can catch our breath. We saw the video. What?
I'm sorry. JP is so.
My back is killing me.
When we got here
Are
today,
you
he was
100?
like, I slept on my back wrong.
I
And he's
did.
over there stretching and
It's insane.
you're
Should we
like
call him the old
22.
man?
I don't know, but I'm sorry.
Sorry.
It just made me laugh because he looks like he's 90 over there.
So maybe we need to get you a stand-up desk, perhaps. Allison and I would like one.
I got my little pedal bike machine. You want to use it?
That Granny Ram
Granny
loves.
Ram. Yes, she says she does it for an hour a day.
I want one now.
She said,
Even though I laughed at
she
it.
sat down and she said, "Now, did I hear you on the radio making fun of those those bikes?" And I was like, "Yep, I was." You tell that Allison that your Granny Ram uses that an hour every day.
I love it. You can borrow it.
I may need it.
It's right
Granny
here.
Ram. It's so sweet. Yeah, get to it, JP.
Sorry, Abs. I interrupted
No,
you.
it's fine. It's perfect because that's exactly what we need is a little levity. Ladies and gentlemen, did you see whoever it was from Greenland? Fussy. You cannot have Greenland.
Actually, wasn't even. From
That's not
Greenland.
even how he sounds.
He was
Denmark.
Austrian.
He was
Austrian.
Austrian? Why are they involved?
You cannot have
Is it like
Greenland.
a NATO thing?
Yeah, so I'm pulling up the exact title, but he is a NATO chairman from Austria. Let's see. He is the Austrian NATO Enlargement Committee chairman.
Oh, so his feelings were very hurt because we tried to take Greenland and he said, no, we cannot have Greenland because
Pretty
no,
good,
we will
actually.
take all of your bases. We'll get all of them.
No,
And
she's
you can have-
Chinese.
You can have, see, I am multicultural.
No NATO for you.
No NATO for you. And we'll take all your bases. You cannot have them.
That's good.
Okay,
Abs.
buddy, with a little thing on your little weirdo insignia on your jacket. Calm down, Phyllis.
Stormtrooper.
Yeah, just calm down.
So this
Mm.
guy is awful at his job because his title is the chairman of Austria's NATO Enlargement Committee. What do you think taking Greenland is? I mean, I understand they're still technically Denmark, and but that's technically America taking more territory. That's technically by transitive property at NATO enlargement. But why? Yeah, why does Austria care? But the arrogance of we will take U.S. bases out of. You won't do anything. We are NATO. America
That's exactly
is NATO. You won't do jack, okay? But yeah, if his title is NATO Enlargement Committee, first, like that's kind of your job. Like you would want America to be ruling over Greenland. I don't know. It was so bizarre. But the fact he was from Austria too. I can understand if it was a Denmark guy, but Austria, like
guys. Our first parody. That guy.
that guy. What's this guy's?
You cannot have it. Okay. But this little man, because he's Austrian, this little man
Probably is. Yeah.
is the equivalent of the Maduro Trump dance. Hold on. Let's see if I can switch to Spanish. La cucaracha.
Cucaracha.
You
was
come
good.
at me, bro. Okay. Afuera.
Afuera.
And,
Wait a
and
second.
you come at, that's not even right at all. I'm just completely wrong.
You're
Thank you.
Love
So this is Maduro, but Austrian. And Trump's like, I know I just heard you say, come at me, bro. And Trump's like, okay.
Can somebody look up how much Austria pays in NATO
Let's do that.
funding?
About $2.
Because this is like your kids coming up to you and telling you how to budget your money. You're like, want to flip
You're-
them in the head.
your poor
Okay,
best
so Austria's not
friends.
even a NATO member.
What?
Yeah. Wait, hold on a second. Austria is not a full member of NATO, but participates in NATO's Partnership for Peace, the PFP program.
Yeah, he needs to be canceled.
Partnership
So
for peace.
they do not.
Sweet.
Austria's defense spending is around 0.84% of its GDP in 2023, but they actually do not pay into NATO because they're not a
Yeah.
full-blown member.
This is rich.
The PFP program is kind of funny because I feel like we're way past, and that's a different rabbit trail, but yeah, you're not even a full NATO member, and you're talking as if you're going to seize U.S. bases in Europe. Okay.
That's a good.
There,
I like
there.
that. Okay.
Okay.
That could be a button on the thing. Okay. I'm sorry. It's funny.
It is.
It is funny, but I just love how each of the world leaders now, and he's not even really a world leader. He has a fluffy title that means absolutely nothing, and he's bad at his job. But it really is another Maduro moment. So let's just wait and see how long it takes for Trump to go, fine.
Yeah.
Have it your way.
He's the chairman of the NATO Enlargement Committee from a nation that's not even a NATO member. The irony in that.
When we own Greenland, we're going. We're going, and we're going to do a show from Greenland.
It's cold, Abs.
I'll get a cute coat.
As long as it's cute.
Well,
all that
or
matters.
warm.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm ready to have it. Why not? Who cares? Who cares what little frick-a-frack says? Go take NATO. I mean, Greenland. Forget NATO. Which, by the way, is that initiative still on for to leave NATO? Are people still talking about that for the U.S. to get out of NATO?
I don't think any legislation was passed, but I think Burchett and others were talking about
it.
I mean,
I'm for getting out.
Yeah, it's just I'm kind of inching towards that point. I was a little gun shy because I think we need to still have a presence in Western Europe, but whenever they do stuff like this, it's like it is. I mean, I'm not a parent, but it is like having a kid that just takes all of your money and then just critiquing everything you do.
Right.
It's like, how about no more money for you, and then you can handle your own problems. You go deal with big bad Russia on your own.
Yeah, and what are we getting from them? What they don't back us?
What we get is our defense manufacturers get rich because everybody in NATO pays for the Lockheed Martin and the Raytheon weapons, and that's why NATO wants to keep expanding, because the right people get rich off of NATO expanding. So I think that's why it probably won't happen. But in terms of Greenland, I mean, we're not even going to seize Greenland. How about we pay you? How about we go to Denmark and we give them a blank check? You tell us how much you want for Greenland and we'll pay it, because it's got a price. You don't want Greenland that bad enough that you won't take a certain number, and we can pay that number. We're the United States. The amount of oil and defense as well that we're going to get from Greenland, it's worth the price. So if we just went to the meeting, because didn't Denmark want a meeting with Rubio?
Mhm.
Greenland's whatever they have, prime minister, and then Denmark. Rubio just needs to walk into the meeting, have a blank check, set it down on the table, and just sit there like this and wait for them to write the number. I'm like, okay, deal done. Yeah, I mean, they got a number for it. We don't need to seize it. Just buy it.
No, 10,000. And look, they'll be pleading with us, please, and they probably already are. 10,000 per person to Denmark for their loving and gracious protection. That's ridiculous. So just start there. Hey, Marco, just start there.
Speaking of blank check, I just saw on Truth Social that President Trump says after lots of negotiations with Congress and blah, blah, everybody, he is raising the military budget from $1 trillion to $1.5 trillion.
Okay.
What do y'all think about that?
What does that look like?
A lot of freaking money.
1 to 1.5 trillion.
Yeah, but $1 trillion is a lot.
It's
so
a lot.
so we're 50%. We're not doubling, but we're almost.
Well, what I'm asking, I guess I'll have to go look at it. But what I wonder is, what does that look like? What is that paying for? Are we making up for areas where we were in decline? Now, there's a lot of other things we need to do, but I'm just wondering.
Maybe our Huntsville audience, which is very intelligent on the military side, can tell us why that's needed. I'm all for it. That's what the original government was made for,
Yes.
Not for tranny books in Guatemala. Not paying for that. But defense of our nation, I'm down with it. I just kind of want to know where we're going to get another $500 billion and what it's going towards.
Yeah, let's have a little budget breakdown, please.
We're going to print it, and then we're going to give it to the Raytheon and all those people. That's, I am for it. see in the past, when I was a real big budget hawk, which I still am, the debt is insane and needs to get under control. But I don't think, because we can't do like what we did in Venezuela without that sort of budget. You know, the people who gripe and complain, the libertarians, they're like, it's way too much. The military industrial complex. Yeah, well, that's what allows us to do what we did in Venezuela. And that's what allows us to keep our nation safe and to be the top dog. What we need to cut is from entitlement spending and just the bloatedness of entitlements. I think that's where we need to cut. I mean, I'm for it. I'm generally for it, increasing it to another $500 million. So
maybe in the break we can dig into if he gave any specifics of what he wants to spend it on. Surely it's not drag races on our ships.
We need to start making ships, though.
Yes.
Big time. It's a problem.
Is it?
Oh,
They're
China.
very old.
China is lapping us in terms of ship making. Yeah. So we need to start making ships if that's what it's for. I'm all for that for sure.
Maybe somebody will tell us.
We'll just dig in.
833-687-4448. Y'all in Huntsville or anybody who has an idea, let us know, what are we going to be spending another $500 million for?
Oh, no. $500 billion.
Oh, so $500 billion.
Yes.
$500 billion for.
Billion. Yeah. We'll be back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP, wrapping up a really good discussion. And we had put a question out to y'all about defense spending and military spending increase. And some of you have responded, for which we are grateful. I don't know which one of you want to go first. JP, do you want to go first?
I got a quick one,
Okay.
or a quick one or two. Ian from Hartsel has a good thought that the $500 billion is probably for the Golden Dome, because we did just enact the Golden Dome, which
yeah.
Huntsville is going to be like the chief manufacturer of all the Golden Dome, because Huntsville builds a lot of the Iron Dome actually in Israel. So it's kind of right up
know that.
Huntsville's
Didn't
alley.
even think about it.
So that's probably a good thought of, since we just enacted that, it's probably going to need a lot of money. And then we got some text of Brad from Crimestone. He says, okay, defense is a constitutional duty, granted, but doesn't effective national defense really cost 1.5 trillion or even just 1 trillion? Having bases all over the world so that we can be the globe's policeman. Okay, that might cost 1.5 trillion, but is that defense or is it simply being a world empire?
It's a decent question. I mean, it's you got to ask it.
And
isn't that the same thing?
Like,
don't you have to be the biggest bully in the room?
I mean, yeah, but then we can be selective. Like, why are we still in Syria? Why are we still in certain parts?
I get.
But Western Europe should be filled with U.S. bases, rightfully so. Butch from Athens, he says, he's kind of on the same thread. The USA is nearly 38 trillion in debt. Somebody is supposed to pay it off. At $1 per second, it requires 37,600 years to count up to 1 trillion. We are already on the edge of the abyss. So, and Ian from Hartsel, the text before that, he actually said, is entitlements the problem, or is it all of our debt because we're getting robbed by fraudsters like in Minnesota?
Yeah.
So
I think it's both and.
Yes, agree.
So I got a text from our friend Mo Brooks, who is probably putting a new roof on his house right now and listening.
Yeah.
But he said, and this is such a good point, if you, Denmark, are going to conquer land, Greenland, by use of force, what right do you have to complain about another country doing the same to you?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes on to talk about how small the population is and how the history of the world is you conquer smaller lands. And I mean, you can deny that. You can say it's colonialism, or you can say it's wrong, it's savagery, whatever, but that's just the way it is.
Yep.
So this is just the way it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think, I didn't think about that, but yeah, Denmark runs Greenland like they're little slaves over there, literally, where you have to pay to be supported by us, and you don't even really get that much.
No.
So I don't know. I think that's a good point.
The sign of a healthy empire is acquiring new land, and whether people like it or not, America is an empire. So, I mean, I don't think we even need to conquer it militarily. I think the congressman is fully, 100% correct. It can just be bought. Like, there's no need to. Denmark is not going to fight over Greenland. I don't buy that one bit.
No.
Denmark is not going to fight the United States of America over Greenland at all. So, and if I'm a Greenlandian, I'd want to be ruled by the U.S. instead of Denmark, personally.
Especially if we're going to have another $500 billion in our back pocket.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess with us.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
No, most world leaders right now who are not on the side of freedom are a little panicked, and they should be, which is frankly delightful, as it should be. Okay. In the next hour, y'all aren't really going to go anywhere. And I know we're not going to break yet, but we have hot flash news.
I do have some good Alabama news, some flashing hot Alabama news.
Which is great.
The words in the wrong order or something.
Hot flash news. And then after hot flash news, we'll have a mini, the 3 at 4:30, because we're our show. And if we want to move it around, we move it around, because there's a lot of news today beyond the horror that's going on in Minneapolis and the fraud. There's more than that. And we will also get back to, or we may have to save it till tomorrow, Glenn Beck in Venezuela, preventing World War III, everything that's going on there with China, Iran, Russia, and Venezuela. It's a fascinating deep dive. And even beyond that part of the Venezuelan story, if we look at that as a thread, we haven't even gotten to the Dominion voting machines yet, and what relationship they might have as far as a cartel that perhaps runs at the very root of Dominion voting systems, which likes to change their name. So there's that whole thread we haven't even pulled on yet, as JP likes to say. JP, did you see what I did there?
I did.
Put on. So there's that part of the story. So who knows if we'll get to that today. But when we come back, we do get to talk about hot flash news, and we do get to find out about what's going on around Alabama. And then beyond that, some other stories. So it's just a show chock full.
How much time do we have
today?
We've got about 1 minute on the dot.
Did y'all see that? Speaking of election stuff, I'm curious your all's thoughts on this. Is this a big deal? Are you surprised? Did y'all see Wes Allen announce Tuesday that he and his staff have identified 186 non-citizens registered to vote in Alabama, and that 25 of them actually did vote in our elections?
It's not surprising. Yeah. And actually, I kind of would have predicted that number be higher, to be honest with you.
I'm kind of thinking that's low.
Compared to other states too, for sure.
Surely we're not done. I'm pretty sure there's more we need to start crossing off.
Didn't we have a couple 100-and-something-year-olds on the rolls?
Oh, when we did our little analysis, there were like 140-year-olds. No, I get it. And when Andrew Sorrell came on, he was talking about, or maybe it was Wes Allen when he came on. It was Wes. He said some of that is fat fingers, because that made me giggle.
That's true.
I get it. Some of it is just fat fingers. Some of it is absolutely dead people fraud in our voting system. But good for the office. I guess his Avid system is working, but let's keep going, because I have a feeling there's more. All right. We'll be back with hot flash news on the other side.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth with Allison and JP. So each day you might notice around the 4 o'clock hour, the third hour of the show, we'll have something new, something delightful. But one of the first segments that we debuted with y'all is one of our favorites. It is Hot Flash News. And we named it years ago, right? Years ago. But that's exactly how we like to deliver the news, specifically Allison Sinclair. JP, would you please introduce Hot Flash News?
Excuse me.
Every time it catches me off guard because we only do this like once a week. So every time I just laugh because bless it, she's trying so hard.
And we chose that because we figured, or they figured, that's what a hot flash feels like.
Yeah, it's true.
I like the sizzle in the back. Still have never had a hot flash.
Oh, dear Lord. Please don't let it be while we're on the air.
Oh, the first time it'll happen. It'll be in the middle of a segment, like some big interview.
It will. Trust me, it will happen in the middle of an interview.
What?
And you'll think, why do I feel like I've just run 5 miles?
What's
I'm
the
sorry.
equivalent for a man?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know. It doesn't seem okay, but
I actually have no idea.
Why did
I got it. We got it easy.
Eve have to eat the apple and
come on, Eve.
do
Yeah,
all
but
the
where was
things?
Adam? Adam, where were you? All right.
Okay. So remember how we were talking about who's funding Minneapolis, who's funding Iran? I don't know. President Trump apparently made a statement that George Soros and Reid Hoffman are funding Antifa and the left-wing violence against ICE. And Trump vows to launch a RICO investigation into George Soros. Do y'all think that ever happens? He said they're going to have some problems. Can you take down George Soros?
You can if you can prove that he's like funding domestic terrorism. But that's the burden of proof is on Trump in this situation. You can't really do anything about him like buying up radio stations and all stuff like that, which sucks, but he does. But if you can prove that he's funding the same groups that are attacking ICE and police officers, I think there's a case there to take him down.
Do you think that he would make, like all lawyers do, they know the answer before they ask the question? Do you think they already know how? Do you think they already have proof before he went out and made this statement? Because you're right, the burden of proof is on them because it's all going to be plausible deniability. When you're that rich, you can do anything you want. But I kind of think that they already have it all together if he's gone ahead and put it out there.
You would think.
But
now we got Letitia James and James Comey, and their cases got tossed. And John Bolton, I haven't heard the latest on him, but it seems like their track record so far of taking down their opponents has not been great. So
I agree with you.
We'll see.
But this could be huge.
I just think it's funny. I mean, I didn't hear of the World Economic Forum until really COVID. And even talking about George Soros and the WEF, it's almost like you're talking about like stormtroopers or
shadowy figures.
Just weird, like they're not real.
Yeah.
So to hear President Trump actually say his name from the Oval Office and that we're like filing RICO charges against him is just bizarre to me. But apparently they are for real. Have
swipe
y'all?
right. Oh wait, no, this would be swipe left. Swipe left. Sorry.
You don't even know what I'm going to say.
No. I was
On that
the
story.
last
You're saying,
story.
okay, done.
To
Okay.
the next one.
The Auburn Tigers have landed themselves who they expect to be their next starting quarterback. Have y'all seen
Swipe
this?
right.
It's Byram something.
Byram Brown,
Where's he from?
South Florida.
South Florida.
Like USF, South Florida,
Yes.
or like we lived in Tampa and that was South Florida also.
Yeah, USF.
Okay.
I have no information on him, but I think Golish is excited and hopefully he will be good because I think we've lost all of our other quarterbacks. Deuce McKnight left.
Deuce McKnight.
What did I just say?
It's Deuce Knight.
Oh,
Yeah.
Or Brian McKnight.
That's what I was
If you want
thinking.
some singing.
Deuce McKnight. Yeah. So let's hope for some reason, we can't ever land a good quarterback. We haven't really since Cam Newton.
No, I mean,
Nick Marshall?
Nick Marshall was a stud, but that was kind of
It's been a minute.
That was iffy.
well. Okay, Jared Still. Okay, y'all had Bo Nix.
Yeah, but in the Harsin offense, he was not.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know what the deal
his
was.
freshman year, he was under Malzahn and he was good.
Well, that's true.
So all I know about Byram is that he's got like an 89 speed overall in the college football game because when I was at the lake house, my Auburn friend wanted to play as USF so he could play as Byram. So that's all I know about him. I know he's a good dual threat quarterback. So we'll see. But Auburn has a remnant of a team right now with the transfer portal, which, by the way, you know who was visiting Alabama yesterday?
Who?
Wait, I want to guess. I like this game.
Who?
Don't say it. Give me hints.
Are they already in college football?
Is it a player?
Mm-hmm. Somebody from Auburn that entered the transfer portal.
Juice McKnight?
No. You want to keep guessing?
No, I'm tired.
Cam Coleman. And rumors are Bama's get up high on his list.
Okay, well, whatever. You can have him. That's fine. He wasn't that great at the end anyway. Whatever.
Swipe right or left, whatever.
Okay. I just did want to mention Ty Simpson to Tennessee. That's weird.
He declared for the draft today. So
Wait,
shut up.
Really?
We don't say shut up. Sorry.
Wait,
no way.
You're serious?
Well, no, there was rumors that if Ty didn't go to the draft, that he may transfer to either Tennessee or Oregon, but he entered the draft today. So
why would you not go play for Dan Lanning? You should go there instead of Tennessee.
Well, because his dad is the UT Martin coach. He grew up in Tennessee, so that was the connection. But he's going to the draft anyway. So
okay, Ty.
Does he do well? Because he didn't have a great season.
I don't know. The quarterback class is not great. He'll probably be like a second or third round pick, but we'll see.
An 18-year-old California teen has died from an overdose after ChatGPT allegedly provided drug use guidance over several months.
What? Yep. So the kind of story that Senator Britt was talking about yesterday.
How hard is it to just tell the AI you can't do that? Like, is AI so out of control that it's telling people how to do stuff like that?
Yeah.
Telling people how to kill
becoming
themselves.
its own person.
Peeling off the kids from their parents. I
mean, these are Disney movies come to life. You know, terribly made, bad 90s Disney movies, 2000s Disney. This is horrific that this has happened.
That's kind of all I have to say about it. The story kind of says itself.
Federal prosecutors released transcripts of videos in which the Brown University shooter admitted the attack was a result of long-term planning and expressed no remorse while blaming the victims for their deaths. Authorities said Claudio Manuel Neves Valiente identified Brown University as an intended target, but offered no motive for the campus shooting or the killing of the MIT professor. That's the first I've seen or heard about.
Yeah.
I mean, in our short-term memories, we kind of forget.
Yeah.
But he blamed the victims for their deaths. That's interesting because maybe it was a political targeted killing.
I think that's what it alludes to for sure. Yeah, I think was it Ella Cook or Ella Cox?
Cook.
Ella Cook, who was targeted, and unfortunately maybe the other student was just collateral in it. But yeah, it is funny how that story just
gone.
So many of them just disappear. They have a 3-day life cycle. Maybe they'll come back up again and then they're gone. It's weird. It's kind of like the Las Vegas shooting. That's weird. It's much smaller, but it's weird.
It's kind of our faults too. I mean, I think in the age of social media, we have such short attention spans and we just kind of move on.
The next big thing.
Yeah. Y'all remember the QAnon shaman?
Yes.
Yeah.
From that terrible insurrection day?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's running for the governor of Arizona.
No way.
Yes.
Really? Really?
That's gutsy.
I mean, is Carrie Lake running again?
Bless it. She just needs to go home, learn how to needlepoint or something.
Yeah.
That's gutsy. If you've got that on your record and you still are willing to run for office, hey, props.
Is he going to wear that big hat?
I don't know.
Helmet?
I don't think he'll win, but I respect the I respect him doing
Yeah,
it.
that's the line they use in this article. The QAnon shaman has thrown his furry hat into the ring.
I didn't even see. I didn't even see the story.
Did you? You cheater.
No, I
You
didn't.
came up with that all on your own?
Yes.
He calls, okay, his name is Jake Angeli, is his real name. He called the president's administration a corrupt disaster despite being pardoned for January 6th. He now has a plan to cancel the national debt. He's
How?
As governor?
38. Yeah, I don't know. I just opened it. Anyway.
That's a whole thing.
All warfare is based on deception, and the American people have had war declared on them. I mean, I don't disagree with him, but man, the guy pardoned you. You're not rotting in jail, but okay.
I think it was after the Epstein Files debacle. He was on social media bashing Trump. And it was after,
Okay.
yeah.
I think that somebody lost a lot of people with that. And then if nobody is prosecuted or jailed for the fraud in Minnesota,
Oh, come on.
then we're all tapping out.
Yeah, it's done. It's done. We'll just go back to the house.
I'm gonna have to do a little more research on this one, and then I know we need to go to a break. But Trump was speaking about healthcare and having healthcare accounts. You've talked about this a lot. Just every family, every person gets, blank $1,000 a year from the government for healthcare. It's just a savings account. But then he goes in and talking about the Hyde Amendment, and how if this money is handed out, that we're all going to have to be really flexible on Hyde.
Okay, I don't like that language.
And to allow abortions to be paid for by taxpayer funds.
No, that's a hard pass.
Thoughts, JP?
I agree. That's not very good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any sort of a silver lining in that.
Yeah.
I think the silver lining is he's talking about healthcare. The horrible conversation is about Hyde, because didn't we send it back to the states for the states to decide?
Mm-hmm.
And also, if you manage to get yourself pregnant, then that's a you problem, and it's not a problem at all because they're children. So the fact that he would try to tell us that we need to be okay with Hyde language as an adopted child, no, miss me with that.
I'm of the belief it shouldn't even be back to the states. It should just be banned federally.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
I'm not. I know y'all probably agree with that, but I think Trump is he's been pro-choice in the past, and he's relied on Reagan's form of it. It should be only in rape, incest, and protection of the mother. So I don't think he's personally very firm on abortion.
Mm-hmm.
If he is, he's new to it because he hasn't thought that way his whole life. So I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be a battle or a fight he's willing to die fighting abortion. I could be wrong. I mean, I think he saw it going back to the states as a win. I would like it to go further. So
100%.
But you're not
right.
using my tax
you're
funds to kill lives.
Correct.
Innocent children. I'm out on that one.
Is that all the
Well, I mean, we're out of time.
Okay,
so that's
good.
all I got.
Well,
Did you say, okay, good?
No. I was going to say, okay, good, because I got one to add.
Oh, let's go.
It's just a funny state level one that I saw yesterday. The trolling from Yellowhammer to Nicole Wadsworth continues because I saw on
was it Grayson?
It was Grayson, I bet. But I saw they put up their fundraising updates, and like they have each person and their name and their latest quarter fundraising, whatever. The lieutenant governor's race, it says the name says Dr. Nicole Wadsworth. It has quotes around doctor in her name still on the fundraising pictures.
So I noticed, Rightside and Alabama Policy Institute are hosting a lieutenant governor forum on January 20th. Actually, you can go to API's website, alabamapolicyinstitute.org, and register. It's free. It's just you have to register because people are crazy. But on the flyer, there is no doctor in front of Nicole Wadsworth's name.
Guys, we got to fix that.
And
I'll Sharpie it in.
I don't know if that was purposeful. I haven't gotten a call yet. I don't know if API has.
Do you know how funny it would be if we photoshopped a Sharpie image and put doctor?
Oh no, we're doing it.
I don't think we'd be making friends with her if we did that, but
no,
it'd be funny.
Well,
no.
This Lieutenant Governor Forum could be really interesting.
Mhm.
Everybody can join us, Hoover Library, 6:00 on January 20th. But everybody that's in the race has agreed to come be a part. So we'll see. Even Dr. Nicole Wadsworth. Okay, we'll be back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. We have a short segment, and then we'll be back at 4:30 with the three. At 4:30. I'm excited.
We just need to call it the three.
Okay,
so we
call
can
it
do
the
it
three.
whenever we want.
I love it. Okay. Yes, sir.
I like that.
What our producer man said. What you got, JP?
Okay, so I don't know if y'all saw this. Yesterday was the anniversary of January 6th, the insurrection. Did you see that Democrats held a candlelight vigil on the steps of the Capitol?
I saw that.
Yesterday.
They're special, aren't they?
They will not let it die. And you know what? I also saw Doug Jones do a video out in the woods with a selfie video, and he was like, on January 6th, you know what I was doing? Well, he first said that he was told he wasn't going to be AG that day. And he said, and I just needed to blow off some steam. And I went down to my buddy and we went deer hunting in the afternoon. And before I got to the deer stand, I just got this text that there was an insurrection at the Capitol. So can y'all imagine when I was sitting up in that deer stand, not knowing a thing in the world about what could have been going on up in DC? I was like, brother, it was 5 years ago. And the person that died was a protester on that day. So I don't know. I find it funny. I mean, it's pretty pathetic at this point because they have no power. So all they could do is do their little candlelight vigils.
Right.
Nobody's buying it anymore. I think the only people that are still talking about it are the hardcore left leaning, like even the independents. You would have asked an independent voter like in 2022 or like around that, they probably would have been like, oh, that was a really bad day. But I feel like even the middle ground is like, can we just stop talking about it? Like, let's just move on, please, for the love of all that's good and holy. So I don't know. I just thought that was funny to see yesterday.
It was delightful, but oh my word. Okay, we don't
remember
have
when
enough
they
time.
were kneeling.
Yeah. It's why we're
BLM protests.
It's why
with
we're
their
going to do
things.
Saul Alinsky's
Rules for Radicals.
Rules for Radicals. What I want to say very quickly is that they have to keep up the lie. They commit to the lie and then they're married to the lie and they'll die with the lie. And we'll talk about why tomorrow. Oh my word, that rhymed.
That was great. That's a good way to end it.
We'll be back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth with Allison and JP. It's now time for the three.
That's it.
So, well, I'm just going to say the three.
Wait.
What?
Just say that phrase again.
It's now time for the three. It's my favorite.
I was going to be so impressed if he actually put a button together.
Man, I'm so
I think
proud
that
of
may
you.
just need to be it. I think
that's it.
Yeah,
That fits. And I'll slow my cadence down, as Dale Jackson said. Slow the number down. So, guys, Chris Shaver sent us a story.
Chris is always listening and so invested. I just love him.
He's our super fan. Our husbands are our super fans, and every wife should be so lucky. Okay.
Jared never listens.
But he's a super fan of
He
you. I
tries.
saw you the
He does
first day
try.
with the flowers and the balloons. Like,
Yeah, no, that's true.
the dude loves you. Like, he
does.
is awesome.
He just has a hard time focusing.
Well, but
and
he's
listening.
like out of town. I'm like, Chris is, the poor, what they do, they stay inside all day long. Okay.
We won't talk about what they do.
No, we won't, but it pays for everything, and I'm grateful. Anywho, the story he sent is, of course, health related. Did you see RFK Jr.'s press conference today?
No.
I did not.
Okay. That's okay. Probably a lot of people didn't. I'll ask it this way. Do you remember as a child, probably in science class, learning about a silly thing called the food pyramid?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't see the press conference, but I know where you're going. Yes.
Yeah. So it's cereal, sugary cereal was at the bottom. You're supposed to eat it all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carbs is good.
Yeah.
And
Bagels.
Well, we
Yeah,
need
yeah.
to quickly go find what was on. I'm looking at the original food pyramid and then subsequent food pyramids because there's been like 70. I'm kidding. There's been like 5. But the press conference today was introducing essentially, and it may have been out for longer than this, but the new suggestion is a long time in coming, and it's very simple. Eat real food. And so the pictures that they have on this inverted food pyramid are all the good things that we've come to love. And at the top, because it is inverted, because it is the way we should eat, protein, dairy, healthy fats. So meat and cheese and salmon. I don't like salmon. And then vegetables and fruits. And then at the very bottom, whole grains. Doesn't include anything about the oils because we've already learned that they're basically going to kill us unless they're your olive oil, your avocado oil, coconut oil, etc. But I wanted to get out there that they have changed it. And this is great news for the country. I do hope that this would correspond with SNAP benefits because
That's a good idea.
when, those who are receiving SNAP, and there are people, not everybody, who receive it and they need it, can get fatty foods less expensively than the good foods. So what I hope this goes along with is considering what that looks like as far as people who also should be able to eat healthily instead of filling their carts with carbs and sugar and basically nothing else.
It's wild to look at that because literally when we were in elementary school, the bottom of it was all grain, like the big base of the triangle was all grains. I think Pop-Tarts were on there.
Which
Seriously,
are delicious.
Something
Oh,
like
yeah.
it. I mean, it was insane. And then at the very top, you maybe got some cheese.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
the little square cheese.
Yeah.
No, it's the opposite.
Well, I mean, I was a cereal before school everyday kid, and I mean, everybody was because I also was taught that pyramid. I'm sure my parents were aware that Fruity Pebbles and Frosted Flakes and all that probably wasn't the best thing to eat for breakfast, but I mean,
We didn't know.
Yeah, I mean-
it sounds so dumb, but we didn't know. And all those rainbow color dyes. I'm sorry.
yeah, it's
To my kids, if you're listening, I'm sorry.
Did you guys, cereal was so good. And there's this new protein cereal I've got. I haven't tried it yet because I do love cereal, but we stopped when we found out about how bad it was. We just quit it cold turkey. But were y'all cereal for dinner as well as breakfast?
no, not regularly. Once in a blue moon, I would.
Okay. How about y'all?
I mean, I can remember eating cereal for dinner like 5 years ago.
Same.
And you know, now
Same.
I've come a long way. Okay. I have shame. But what's your all's favorite cereal?
Oh. Objectively speaking, the best cereal is Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh, that's mine too.
That is the best.
And you know, it's like one of the worst ones for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
That's why it's so
it
good.
is absolutely one of the worst. But that's what I would eat at night.
Oh, now I'm panicking.
What do you eat?
Probably my favorite is going to be between
She's going to say like grape nuts.
the peanut butter Captain Crunch
Oh, that's good.
or Frosted Flakes.
Okay. My little sister was
Oh.
obsessed with Frosted Flakes. I was Cinnamon
Oh.
Toast Crunch. She was nothing but Frosted Flakes growing up.
My kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
That's the best.
Our one of our daughters is obsessed with Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And then we switched over to that Cascadian Mills thinking, oh, that's so much better for you.
I'm still
It's all
stuck on the
bad.
Frosted Flakes.
Yeah.
Oh, they get so soggy
Yeah, they
so
get
fast.
so
No,
soggy.
It's
That-
gross.
but see, no, there's a scheme behind it. You eat
Ugh.
quickly and then they don't get soggy.
I still, and then they get stuck to your spoon.
And it's like,
Yeah.
it's stuck to your
Well,
rib.
I mean, if I told you I loved grape nuts, you would have made fun of me. So I had to pick Frosted Flakes.
I like shredded wheat, plain.
That is what we had for breakfast. That was all. I only got Frosted Flakes if I went to my grandparents or as a married lady living in different states. And I was like, well, I'm buying the cereal now.
There you go.
Freedom. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go. And this, on the surface, is not an interesting story.
What an
But y'all are gonna
introduction.
love it.
What?
So, 1819 News is reporting that Huntsville police SWAT team raids alleged illegal gambling operation. 21 hard drives seized by the police. They they seized gambling machines, 2 firearms, marijuana, and drug paraphernalia. And this was at actually a home. So they're running an illegal gambling den. And they had a search warrant. They went in and arrested, what's his name? Robert Lorenzo Gray Jr. Okay. Not a huge deal. I just want to know why they choose. Like, most of all of us could tell you where the illegal bingo gambling places are in Birmingham that stay open 24/7.
Yeah.
So, like, why are they so selective in what they decide to raid or not? Like, what's his name? Robert Lorenzo Gray Jr. must have ticked somebody off,
I'll say.
because it's like, what, do we enforce it or not? I don't know. So now this guy's screwed. Meanwhile, everybody in Birmingham's living it up. How's that fair?
That's nuts.
What?
Blue City Police, Red City Police. Huntsville, Red City, stuff gets done. Blue City, you can go gamble all you want.
That's a good point.
Okay, but what about the Attorney General's office? I mean, everybody knows. You just have to talk to like maybe 2 people to find out where to go.
Depends on if they're snitches or not.
I don't know.
Well, probably. I mean, I'm sure it's the same in Huntsville. From this, like what you're saying, they're selective. It probably just got to a point where it was so egregious, and there probably was a lot of drug trafficking other than just the marijuana they seized. There's probably a reason why they specifically went after that one. But I do think, I mean, the difference in mayors of Tommy Battle and then Randall Woodfin, and I'm sure that the police under them probably act very differently and are a lot more, on certain crimes. So I don't know. That's kind of my synopsis of it, of why it happens in certain areas.
But if you listen to any legislator, they will tell you, especially if they are pro gambling, that we need to regulate it. It's very unregulated.
Yes.
It's out of control. And so we need to be involved and take taxpayer monies and have another commission to control this gambling that can be really corrupt and not be effective like the marijuana commission, so we can regulate it. I'm like, go enforce the law on the book.
Not hard.
I think they don't mean what they say.
What?
Bottom
What?
line. Yeah.
What?
This may be a shock to
Surely
everybody.
you jest.
No. It's
Well, Huntsville, you can rest well.
They
You
got
can rest
somebody
well.
out of their literal den.
That
And-
marijuana is off the streets.
and to all of y'all who lost your gambling spot just now, I'm sorry. Come to Birmingham.
Hey, come to Birmingham.
Come to Birmingham.
plenty
I'll
of
tell you
places,
where to go.
and they won't tell on you.
Yeah.
And even if they did, they don't care.
Or call the Birmingham Police Department. They'll tell you where you can
Yeah, exactly.
find the spots.
We're not going to go after this one and this one. Don't go to that one. We may go after that one eventually. Yeah.
That one's related to this person. So, hands off.
Yeah,
Close your eyes. Act like you don't see it.
Okay, is it my turn? I got a Huntsville story. This one hits close to home for me. Grayson Everett wrote this story from Yellowhammer News. NASA to demolish 2 iconic Marshall test structures as new Trump budget law unlocks Huntsville's infrastructure surge. So the Rocket City T Tower is about to come down.
What's that?
The T Tower it's literally from when they were testing rockets back in the day, but it's like just a big metal T where they used to, test rockets. If you turn off of the Parkway to come to where I live, there's like a hill. It kind of go up a hill. And I remember every day before I would leave, or, as I was leaving my house, you could see the T Tower through, you're looking out in the skyline, and there it is, the T Tower. And so now that the big, beautiful bill has passed, we got Jared Isaacman, who he's a new chief of NASA, or the NASA administrator. He said, this work reflects smart stewardship of taxpayer resources. Clearing outdated infrastructure allows NASA to safely modernize, streamline operations, and fully leverage the infrastructure investments signed into law by President Trump to keep Marshall positioned at the forefront of aerospace innovation. So it's a good thing, obviously, modernizing, but it is an iconic Huntsville tower. The T Tower is about to have a controlled demolition. It had a date on here of when they're going to do it. Let me see if I can find it again. I'm not seeing it in here, but yeah, looks like the T Tower is about to be no more.
I wonder if somebody's going to try to buy that just so they can have it, a piece of history.
They should give away little pieces of it.
They should.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it needs to happen, but it's just like one of those like, oh man, maybe we can just move it to a separate place. Kind of like how they do the rocket at the museum, just have a T Tower museum.
I say like when you tear the goalpost down at Jordan Hare. Well, no, there's not a river. Do they do it? Well, like at Tennessee, when you tear the goalpost down, you go and you take it and you throw it in the Tennessee River. I think that's what we do with the T Tower.
Just throw it in the Tennessee. Yeah, that's a good idea.
We just need to go and toss it over.
Okay.
I actually have a really good idea. I have a connection to Jared Isaacman.
Of course
Would he not make an amazing podcast?
He would.
Yes.
He would. He would make a great podcast.
I might reach out. And then I bet he could get us a spot at Space Camp.
I bet he could. Or he'd at least let us record and do a show
at Space Camp.
Great.
By the way, I got a twofer. This is a quick story, but I thought we'd get a kick out of this, or at least talking about it. Next week, Kay Ivey will be delivering her final State of the State address. Wait, so that means session is coming up. Right?
I know. We need
crazy.
to get on that. Because
so much work to do on that.
I think, well, I don't know if I should say that yet.
Okay.
We might be doing some shows from the State House.
Could we get one with the Hosteppa herself?
The Hosteppa doesn't do interviews anymore.
No, she does not.
But we could pretend stand outside her door.
Governor Hosteppa.
Hello, Governor.
Governor Hosteppa.
We could chase her.
I missed
it
you.
wouldn't be hard.
Love her accent.
We missed you at the ALGOP Christmas party.
We
wanted to
almost
make
came
it up by
upstairs.
coming over.
We did. We did. We wanted to come
We had
upstairs.
so much to discuss and deliberate, but you were missing it.
If we do shows from the State House, what should we call it?
Shows from the State House.
Okay.
I need to think about that.
We need a name.
Oh, it's got to be like a right. No, I'll think of one.
We'll think about it. Okay. We got to take a break. Then, I mean, I guess the day's over. It's flown by.
It is.
And we'll have Would You Rather. When are we going to get to Never Have I Ever?
Okay. So, are we reaching that point? I don't know. Well, we can discuss.
Ooh, oh, this is exciting. Now I'm nervous. We'll be back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth. She's Allison, and he's JP. And we are wrapping up a Wednesday already. This week has flown by.
It has.
Today has flown by. So we talked about Minnesota. We talked about the breaking news. What else did we cover? We covered hot flash news, of course.
Greenland.
Greenland, and their knickers are in a twist, apparently.
I bet they still wear knickers.
I think they probably do. I bet the man in
Do
the
you know
video
what
is
knickers
wearing
are?
knickers.
Okay.
Like the socks up to your knees. right?
Yeah.
No, knickers are the pants.
Oh.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
short pants that show the socks.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
like in the movie Sound of Music, which was shot in Austria.
Interesting.
So that's probably what they have on with some lederhosen.
you see what
like culottes.
you see what Trump said on Air Force One after the Maduro incident, where he was talking about Greenland, and he said, "You know what Greenland did to boost their national defense? They added one more dog sled." And everybody started laughing, and he goes, "I'm serious. They did." He's like, "I'm serious."
Classic Trump.
Did y'all see Trump? Okay, I'm sorry.
No,
We'll
you're
get
good.
there. But did y'all see
What?
Y'all have to look this up. I guess Trump was speaking to Congress. It was like, I don't know what it was. It was like 2 nights ago. And he was impersonating the transgenders that try and do the
No, he was not.
that try and bench press. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Because I just saw it is the funniest thing. And he says, Melania hates it when I do this. And she
Not very
hates
presidential.
it. She says it's not very presidential. She hates it when I dance too. And then he starts going, I mean,
No, he doesn't.
and his hands are like this, and he keeps going. It's not like he just is like it's really funny.
It's funny.
Okay,
You have
I
to
need
go
to
see
see
it.
that.
Like I can see why
Okay.
Melania would hate it because it looks kind of silly. But anyway, it's
That's
funny. Okay, look it
Same.
up.
Same.
Ready for Would You Rather?
Sorry.
Yep.
Would you rather have more time or more energy?
Oh, energy.
Time.
Time.
Yeah. I don't let my
Hmm.
at least I try not to. My energy affect like the work I get done or what I do. But there is some days where I'm like, if I could just have another hour, that'd be great. Yeah. I
You
don't know.
didn't get up earlier.
Okay, this is a problem I have too, because I'm not a morning person. And I've noticed as I'm starting to go into the business world that most people, their prime operating times is like 7 to 8 ish.
Yeah.
I'm getting up at like 8:30, you know.
You're missing it.
And I wake up, like I woke up this morning, I had a missed call. I'll wake up sometimes and there's like 12 texts in the Treehouse gang that I didn't even, and I'm like catching up and I'm getting emails. So I need to start getting up earlier if I'm going to be a serious professional. But yeah, I would say time.
You do have on jeans and a black shirt. Like you dressed up today. So that's professional too.
You look real
Less,
nice.
I have a less is more fashion approach. That's me.
Sometimes less is less. I tell that to myself.
Okay, but I didn't wear
sometimes,
this.
too.
I didn't wear this to the governor's mansion or to other. I know when I need to dress up. Yeah.
No, listen, I've been with this one for 4 years who comes in looking like Barbie every day. And I'm like barely schlepping in my Walmart shirt.
We love Walmart.
Actually, yesterday I
We shop at the
I
same
walked in.
place.
She goes, "Oh my gosh, I love your sweater. Did you get that at Walmart?" And I was like,
She did.
"I've been found out." I said, "Yeah, how'd you know?" And she goes, "I bought the pink one."
It looks like Free People.
It does.
That's funny.
Anyway, I'm going with energy. I don't need more time. I just need a little pep in my step.
Interesting.
Drink more
Okay.
coffee.
We got time for one more.
It's an option.
Would you rather never be able to show emotions or never be able to hide them? Excuse me.
Okay, say it one more time.
Would you rather never be able to show emotions or never be able to hide them? So,
Oh, okay.
in other
Yeah,
words,
like you can't show it or you can't hide it. It's either all out
Yeah.
or nothing. Oh,
Show. Hide. Shy.
if you can't hide your emotions, you're in trouble.
yeah, I
So
would
never
go,
show.
Yeah.
never show.
Never
But then,
show.
like, we can't have moments where Allison was jigging in the brick or something, you know. But it'd be nice to always have a poker face.
Literally, somebody came up from downstairs and was like, "Are y'all okay? What was that ruckus?" And I was like, "It's just dancing."
So I thought there was a
Ish.
mouse up here.
Yeah. Anyway, that's another story. All right, we'll do it again tomorrow. I'm excited. It was fun.
It was fun. Real
It was
fun.
fun. See y'all.